Ani olaba waliwo pezi machinga mukulu ne kintu bali bakwatagana nnyo yasimanga atya muzano be bali dinze wakumeka wakuna aliyo ddala tebaluke wogana bwoganyi.
All right, a very good evening and welcome aboard to the Podium. Share every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight as we preview and review in the world of motorsports on the local scene, African scene, as well as on the international scene on this 3rd of June 2024. And hoping that everything has shifted your way. From the last time we did run this show, last time was 27th of May. Today is the 3rd of June. Time flies, and only hoping that everything has shifted away from the last time we did on this show. Because mfana mebirungi as usual twebaza katonda yatumusaba tusekona ebintu ebira kuba byote bigwe then abachafunya mu buzibu better still tumusabe aberenga atemera kumpenda somoko obuzibu obwo tuberenga tulivinga obulamu obuli better. The Podium every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight. We on live on Fufa TV as well as on 102.1 Fufa Fama, of course, also our program in Ojiraba, as well as other subsequent programs. No one goes now across the entire world. We're going to have Apple Store, or Play Store. Downloading a Fufa Media app, you definitely be able to watch Fufa TV, as well as listening to 102.1 Fufa FM wherever you are across the entire world. You know what I'm going to Kuala Lumpur. That's why the way he got there, I'll tell you a story of air. But he's there and he always watches and listens in to Fufa TV as well as to 102.1 Fufa FM. Then, so kwa mtuweza wakoba SMS over WhatsApp 0703810371 0703810371. We'll definitely respond to your question or comment accordingly, as well make use of social media platforms over handles X. Fufa TV neku Facebook definitely jakuwangu weza wakawo definitely respond to that question or comment accordingly. With us today is the usual suspect Enoch Olinga, and privileged to be joined by the one and only make that intro Wanga Ogenajiko and flamboyant.
We're very happy to have the one and only Mike MUKULA Jr. From MRT, sponsored by KCB Bank. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Okay, this is a quick program, and surely will bring you up to speed with all the latest in the world of motorsport. There's a lot of happenings in the world of sport. Aside from motorsport, the cricket cranes, Podium action in Chakumacha. So you have to put your at school used to put our legs in Benson so that you could if you were to do some chiromo and everything, but they're in action. They're representing the country for the first time, by the way, in the Cricket World Cup. Uganda having that's the first time of representing the country. Then of course the under-19s have done it thrice, 2004, 6 and most recently 2019. So to Agidel Cricket Cranes is the World Cup, the T20 World Cup in Guyana, and I'm only hoping that really Ugandan flag is up there. Then back here, when the Uganda Cranes are back in Nambole after a period of 4 years, and we are playing the World Cup qualifiers, the FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifiers, with that expanded version of the World Cup. A year 48 teams, Africa having 9 slots automatically. There's a slot for the qualifier, you also call it a playoff. So Nambole is budget to displaying tickets. You can buy your ticket at 25,000. Neo Jiguraku, that is Ojiguraku Momo, the MTN Momo, it's at 20,000. So you can buy as well 2 tickets. Spend or spending less if you buy 2 tickets, because 1 ticket is a game at the same time 1 ticket can watch 2 games. So you can choose any of Zoyaga Lokubango Labako. Then the platinum is 100,000. So each VIP game is 50,000. So you can watch 2 games using 1 ticket, or you can watch each game using a ticket per game. So there's tickets on sale at Fufa House, one complex, ku merchandise shop, as well as ku Tango Sport Ginger, then online Gundia, the online in Nambole. So you can, as well as Nekumomo, MTN, so you can definitely be out. You can MTN with our official sponsors of our Uganda Crane. So let's be out there on Friday, the 7th June, to supporting the Uganda Cranes against Botswana. And then on 10th, which will be a Monday, 7 p.m. against Algeria. So I don't know, any predictions?
Soko kugumiza abantu ndi tiketi zange za VIP wazitegesa. Ekyo twakiriziganya. Platinum game zombi zenga chili clear. Then second league kati nja kuwa prediction yange pamalo kuchigumiza then I will let you on air. On air.
On Mutanda, your predictions, Mike?
Of course, my predictions are Team Uganda.
Will win.
Okay.
That's all to displaying the ticket says, so for the betterment of our viewers, also then of course I've seen different artists again, the likes of Bebe Cool, likes of Spice Diana, and others to spice up the cranes to Okuba morale boosting so that they can be able to win that game. But let's be out there in Nambole on 7th as well as on the 10th to support the Uganda Cranes as they're back in Nambole. Paul puts surely some on the 28-man squads and reserve players. Let's hope that the team does. Because if first time I saw Uganda play the AFCON in 2017, maybe it could be, we will be out there in 2026. Let's hope for the best and wish them good luck. Okay, Others, how are you? How have you been and what could have been your sporting highlight of the week?
Well, I have been quite good. Thank you. It's been a very, very long week, tiring, but I am here today, thanks to the Almighty Lord for being me here. Again, back on the show. I love being here. Mondays are always very, very good. Whoever's had trouble in what they're doing in their life, we pray that the Almighty helps you, get back on track. And whoever's had a very successful week, let's pray that the Almighty again continues helping you, continue with your success. My sporting highlight of the week. Oitana won in Sardinia.
I knew.
Highlight of the week.
Very predictable.
Highlight of the week.
Very predictable.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Nenga Akasati Keko.
Yes, Akasati Keko. As you can see, today I am donned under Moil Rally Team. I actually have an update for Moil Rally Team, by the way, so stay tuned for that. It will be coming. Of course, some news will be coming from Moil Rally Team. So. Yes.
Exclusive over speculation.
Why? Mike, please.
Mike, how are you? Pleasure. Thanks for spending time and joining us. Requesting you to say hello to our dear listeners and viewers.
Yeah, thank you.
You say hello to our listeners and viewers.
How are you, listeners and everyone? I want to thank you so much. I want to thank the fans, my family, my friends. Thank you for showing all the support. And of course, to everyone in KCB, if you're listening in, thank you so much for always being there for us.
Okay, that is Mike MUKULA Jr. First things first, what do you know about him?
Well,
you never know number before the show.
What do I know about Mike? One, I know he's a very, very good basketball fan. That is for starters.
And player.
He's a very good basketball fan. He is a player as well. I believe he did play in the, I don't know, Division 1 or NBL at some point.
Yeah, perhaps. I went all the way to NBL.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
I've watched, I follow basketball. I'm an ardent basketball fan, but I've not seen him on court.
Okay, now you know.
Yeah, no, I think we're what you call old school now.
Maybe do I need to do background checks to confirm that?
Yeah. I can confirm. My last basketball game in the league, I think, was 2013.
2013 is when you saw. How many years does Power won the championship? I mean, Oilers.
Yeah, just about, give or take, actually. That's just about the time period, right? Okay.
Yes,
from when Oilers started winning. And also
which team are you playing for?
Actually, ironically, Oilers. All the way from Division 3.
From Division 3.
All the way from Division 3, we came with the whole team, yeah.
So did manager win the coachship?
He was actually my teamate.
There you go.
That's
because actually Mande started by playing by them.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he started by playing Oilers.
Ben Komakech is a coach. I saw him last week in Abazania. They are playing KCC.
Yeah,
KCC. And he was playing because of that exodus of players. Okay, so he didn't play with the likes of Tony Duleba, Okello.
Yeah, Okello. By the time actually I was with the team, Okello had actually just joined the team. I think he was actually a rookie that time. Yeah, so he showed a lot of energy, he showed a lot of zeal. He was strong. We used to call him Ox, but the name fitted well.
Then, okay. So his team has won the championship?
Yes, his
He's
team
not
has
won
won
the
the
rally
championship.
championship, but at least his team has won the championship.
At least he's one. Yes, exactly. He has something that he can talk about winning in terms of sports in general.
Yeah,
Yes.
ironically, actually, we won. We
deal.
won the National Sprint Championship in 2022. Yeah, so that's the.
Have you been awarded?
Yeah, we got our award, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
that was,
awesome.
and then also the Autocross Championship.
Yeah. 2020.
Also 2022. 2022 was the luckiest year we had.
Any championships in your cabinet? Straightforward question. Yes or no?
Another thing I know about Mike, his brother actually did play basketball as well.
Kale, we will definitely do the show today and Mike MUKULA Jr. to digest a lot regarding his riding career as well as motorsport as a whole. But first thing first, I read a sporting highlight of the week. You talked about the Tanak winning. Let's start with Portugal. What did you, or Italy? What did you make of it?
Well, Italy, honestly, you know, I have a list of events that if they are running, I watch one way or the other, depending on where I am. And Sardinia, Italy is one of those. In my top 5 events, I think it should be around number 3. I just love Sardinia. Why do I love Sardinia? The character of the roads, the technicality of the whole event. You know, it's not your normal European kind of event that is just fast and flowy and too many jumps. You know, when you talk about the likes of Finland, the likes of Estonia. This year we are going to Latvia as well, you know. So those events are really, really European style, very, very fast. So for me, my love for Sardinia is the technicality, it's the roughness as well. It has that feel and texture of WRC Safari Rally as well. Because actually, if you remember last year, some of the comments that they made when they did Sardinia, because it was wet, it was rough, they were like, this was a very, very good preparation, test for the Safari Rally. So I just love Sardinia as a whole. And one other reason I love Sardinia is because Hyundai, it's like Hyundai's second home. You know, Hyundai has had very, very good success in Sardinia. And yeah, this weekend it just did fall in place absolutely well, you know. I'm sorry, Toyota squad, but you all were celebrating so much when Thierry decided to park the car on the side of the road. But we knew as Hyundai squad that we still had a very good army. We knew Tanak was already on form, seeing the performance from Portugal. You know, he's had a bit of a tough start to the season, and Portugal was almost like an awakening, one opening for him. So seeing how he was able to drive in Sardinia, you know, to be right there on the pace with Sebastian Ogier, trading seconds. I think the lead on day one, on Saturday, they changed the lead in the morning loop, I think about 4 times, you know, give or take. So it was absolutely very, very competitive. Yeah, until that slight change when, you know, Novell went off the road and then team strategy had to change a little bit. But regardless, Sardinia, amazing. Okay,
looking at some of the stats that was a rally, there were 81 entries, and then the number of stages, Ogier, if you look at the rally leaders, okay, the number of stages, Ogier wangulem 6 stages, Neville wangulem 5 stages, Tanak wangulem stages then Evans wangulem stage emu. Rally leaders, Thierry, rather Ogier yakulembera the rally from the first stage up to the 4th stage. Then Tanak nakulembera from the 5th stage. Ogier Adam nakulembera from the 6th stage. Then Tanak nakulembera from the 7th to the 8th stage. Ogier nakulembera from the 9th stage up to the 15th stage. Then finally Tanak nakulembera from the 16th stage. Ogier rally yabadde ye, but because of that puncture, that's why he lost it.
Yeah, absolutely. Olaba, it has been a case of Okuva Pirelli were come on by the WRC Championship. Ogier has not been a fan of Pirelli, let's be honest. He has been one of the competitors who has had the most to complain about Pirelli, and rightfully so, because look at it on Saturday morning, he got a puncture because among all the competitors, he's the only one who decided to go with a strategy of 5 tires. Everyone else had 6, but Ogier had 5. What happens? He gets a puncture, you know. So I think that's how. Okay, firstly, regardless, Tanak was still on the pace, yeah? But that's how Tanak managed to, you know, take the lead, I think, like you mentioned, from SS6. And then when they had the tire fittings on, and then Ogier definitely went with the strategy of everyone else, so he had more tires to spare, and then you know, they kept on going blow for blow until the unfortunate bit of Nouvelle going off the road. Then the team asking Oitanak to, you know, slow down a bit, because at this point the team is looking at manufacturer points. So Pirelli, it's been tough. It's been tough. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to have very, very competitive events, just like we saw in Sardinia. So Oje losing out on the win from something that probably should not be the case, you know, is pretty heartbreaking. But again, good things is that I think Pirelli is doing their last year's official sponsor for the WRC tire. You know, we know that it was open to tire manufacturers, and I think
like Michelin and
yeah, we had Michelin coming, we had Pirelli as well. They were still on board, and then we had I think it's Hankook as well, and I think Hankook won the bid from 2025 onwards. So so hopefully, let's hope Hankook is going to come in with better tires, because guys
So
losing
the tires costed Oje that win. He surely was on the verge.
Yeah, he definitely was on the verge. I mean, if you look at his performance on Sunday, I mean, by the end of Saturday, he was leading the rally by 17.4 seconds. Tanak was able to cut that lead after the first two stages on Sunday to bring the lead down to 6.2, which definitely we figure, okay, 6.2, even if they were to go into the penultimate stage, I'm pretty sure Oje figured, I could even lose I could lose 2 seconds, I could lose 3 seconds, it was fine. Even if I lost a second or a second and a half in the power stage, you would still win the rally by a good margin. So unfortunately, Pirelli had other plans, and you know, but it's also very, very good not to forget the amount of discipline, the amount of pace and consistency that Oitanak showed throughout the whole event, you know, to keep right there on the pace with Oje. So let's not just say, you know, Oje lost the win because of the puncture. If Tanak was not driving the way he was driving, I mean. Yeah.
Okay, Mike, what get a team the rest?
for me it's Toyota.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bambi, sorry.
He seemed,
it's Toyota.
he seemed very predictable.
They always go with the winners.
You've watched the Safari?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Your experience of the
But
Safari?
I didn't go there live. I haven't gone there live because that would probably make us undermine the machines that we drive.
The difference is night and day.
Kati olabe chiriwo. Make sure you get the no chitufu. Ayinza ogenda mu safari before you know it.
Vibe ejagwa.
Either vibe egwa obanga vude une rally one.
There was much talk about him. Okay, and but in terms of this year, I think it's theories. I thought because with Oje doing a few selected events, you know, about the time Thierry to do it, or Evans or Thierry, it's now or never for them.
Yeah, I think right now it's looking really, really good. It's shaping up really, really well for Nouvelle and Hyundai as well, because Nouvelle is leading the Drivers' Championship, as well as Hyundai leading the Manufacturers' Championship. That mistake that he made in Sardinia, unfortunately, was quite costly because he ended up not getting points for Saturday. But he came back serious form for Super Sunday, and he was the fastest Super Sunday. I think he won almost all stages on Sunday. So it was absolutely, absolutely amazing. And he's holding the championship by the horns at this point because, unfortunately, sorry, Mike, but Evans seems to be, I don't know what's going on with Evans. You know, when you expect him to actually try and be on pace, it's always the same comment. I'm not comfortable in the car. I'm not comfortable in the car. So we're asking ourselves, when is Evans going to be comfortable in the car to perform? Thierry is running away with the championship. I am happy. I'm not complaining.
Let me confirm input here, Mike, about Latvala. Is one of those drivers above the motor KO. Above the motor cafe. There's a time like Polo, pound for pound, Oje, and he didn't win the championship. Should we send calling here Latvala administration?
No, it wasn't an administrative decision.
Because Omulaba Katiwali is really making Toyota making a number of strides because of his decision. The drivers who into Gamba bandi badde bawangula ku championship. You want to see them win, but Katinga Miko to me is one of those drivers. I'm like, onuge kupe square yatambulira championship ya Ghana as well as Latvala. But unfortunately, waliwe banga, you also had good drivers as well.
No, I think from the perspective of Latvala, it was just a situation of tactic. He's the typical person who would, in a marathon, who would sprint rather than pace himself. So the thing about championship, you have to pace yourself. You have to pace the car. You have to pace your technique. Even the way, ideally, you manage yourself all the way through to the championship until the last second, the last mile, the last kilometer. All that is important. And where Oje managed to do so, he always managed to strike a balance between speed, precision, reliability, and consistency.
Latvala chata in age.
Yes. Yeah. I think it was also mental toughness.
Okay, so he's talked about speed, reliability, mental toughness, and being precise.
Yes.
What do you have?
Yeah, I completely agree with him. I mean, we have seen the generation, if you look at all the way from Makinen in the 90s, when he won those 4 championships in a row. And then, of course, you have a period there of where we had different champions, you know. We had the late Colin McRae, 95. Then, okay, Makinen comes back, 96, 97, 98, 99. And then 2000 we have Marcus Grönholm, 2001 we have Richard Burns, 2002 we have Marcus Grönholm. So until we get into one era, 2006 where we have Sebastian Loeb, and then it goes crazy from there, you know, 9 championships in a row. Next thing you know, who do we have? Sebastian Ogier, another Frenchman coming in. So what Mike has described and explained, it seems to be a thing the French drivers have mastered really, really well, especially those Sebastians. Incidentally, they actually even have the same name. So mental toughness, pace, consistency. You need to be able to know when to go fast, when to slow down, when to read the rally, read the environment, read the room, you know, read the car, read the team. If you do not have those things, unfortunately, you'll go down the same stream. Mikko Havonen went the same stream like Vala went. Unfortunately,
Chris
the
Meek.
the likes of Chris Meek.
Yeah, true. And you see, many people put a lot of pressure on the driver, but what they keep forgetting is it's the team. It's a team effort.
Yeah.
So as much as the driver is there to implement exactly what the team put forward, the team also has an integral part that they play in setting up that team to be successful. So the thing about what you notice about Ogier and Loeb is they're French. And the beauty about them being French, what people keep forgetting is FIA is actually in France. So there was actually an academy set up for French drivers and to push them forward. And it just so happened that Loeb and Ogier actually fell in this academy. Before there was the dominance of the Finnish drivers. And that just simply came from them being homegrown on their roads and being able to drive the way they drove. But the reason the French dominated the way they dominated is because if you notice that the trend of cars that is coming in, these are European cars. So the car they dominated with was a Citroen. That's a European car. The next car that Ogier dominated with was the Polo, the VW Polo. So you notice that a lot of things were just conveniently within their backyard. And so it was just inevitable for them to just be successful.
Okay. We're going for a break. I'll ask MUKULA a straightforward question. Who is the GOAT, the greatest of all time? Ogier or Loeb? He's quite nice. I don't go Mikko or Chris Meek. Let's go. That short commercial break, it's a podium. Shabby like every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight as we preview and review all the latest in the world of motorsport on FUFA TV, as well as on 102.1 FUFA Farmer. You can as well watch this show, listening to this show, as well as other subsequent programs by using the FUFA Media app, which you can download from the Play Store or Apple Store. You'll definitely be able to watch or listen into this show, as well as other subsequent programs. Kale, prior to that break, I did ask Mike, greatest of all time, Ogier, Loeb.
Greatest of all time, Sebastian Loeb, of course.
Why? Because Yawangula Mwenda in a row?
Tewali muntu yona asinga Sebastian Loeb. The dominance that he had in the sport, chari different nyo. Neko Ogier winza gamba that maybe some people they could maybe threaten. Ne Sebastian Loeb yabadde nga yingira event ng'olaba that omusajja ayingidde event, it doesn't matter whether ekyabadde Monaco, whether it's Chari Sweden, or Finland, any event, any terrain, omusajja yabadde ng'agenda kuwangula. You could not doubt Sebastian Loeb in any event. Oje, until today, is still beatable.
Loeb waddira wonna.
Loeb alika waka.
Wenzukira waliwo aba Citroen bali Mick bamukoso developing emotoka.
Yes.
Na complain ku rear yayo. Kino obuzibu the rear. So mu 2016 good navuga emotoka Loeb. And the one Catalonia.
Actually, it was
maybe because
2018.
Yeah, naye olwokubanga nti ya 2018 to be exact. Naye olwokubanga nti ye kyabakosa yali tire strategy, tire choice. These guys anticipated it agenda kutonya for him he didn't. But yako we tires inaleka ko the right hands he won the rally. But that alone also ngache yagedde that decision making decisions.
Ate your decision ebera ku team ne ku team. Banga waliwo abantu bakola weather. Then waliwo team ya terrain. Egenda kukubonera about that this terrain according to these calculations that according to the estimates tulaba egenda kubeera dry. Yes. So what about that Loeb ne team yonna ne Citroen. Even if actually see so gamba no ne Citroen. Actually any car that they would put Loeb in, whether it was the Ford recently, Puma or Puma.
Yeah.
Then any car he would dominate, he would win. Tewali asinga Loeb. Tewali. Greatest of all time.
Ne unoka mukwabize one. To see it. Greatest of all time mukwabi. Gama njabia.
Njabia.
Chris Mick. Now with confidence. Okay. Omukulu yagude mu bintu Mike. You must have. I don't know. Did you vote? Walonda.
Yeah.
Wamulonda.
Yes.
Okay. But drivers balonda competitions committee representative and Enoch ne Ibrahim Loga Pasua. Yes, representative of drivers.
Babade Toprana.
Yeah, Sisi. Sisi ekulembera deputy vice president when I Mkujo Shamanja last week.
Yes.
So you guys have an uphill task because otherwise we have very many cribs and you guys also na mamina a lot of pressures.
Yes. Of course era njagala nnyo okwebaza. Era nga wenebaziza aba driver bonna abanvotinga. Statistics sijja ziteekayo naye mukimanyi. Yeah. Era nga Bukenya wagambe it's tekigenda kubeera kyangu nnyo kuba tubadde tulaba already from previous years ne presidents zibaddewo engeri CCJ operatinga obudde bwe operatingiramu abalaba show yaffe ya last Monday mwalaba twalina ebibuzo bingi bye twabuzanga DVP. So it's a case of tugezaako kulaba with myself ne Ibrahim Lubega, how do we try to directly address the drivers' concerns, especially mu nsonga ya calendar ne mu nsonga ya amateeka governing motorsports in general. So kyekitutwalayo era already inboxes are fenzigule in terms of regulation suggestions, but drivers balaba document yange ya SOPs.
Kiwandiiko namutayika.
Nenga kyali kiwandiiko kikulu nnyo kuba at the end of the day tukyetaaga okubeera regulatory kuba motorsports muzanyo gw'amateeka nnyo era mateeka ddala era buli ajja mu motorsports okukompitinga aba alina okugumira amateeka ago. So it is partial and patent nti ne ba competitor changes zonna ze mwagala okukola era ziba zirina okugwa mu mateeka ate ziba zirina n'empandiika yaazo. Twabadde muleka conversation ne elected nominee wange Mr. Pasua ku nsonga ya language. Kubanga bwekimanyi nti language is pretty dynamic, especially wano mu motorsports waffe mu Uganda. Tuyinamu section ya nga bwemwagala nnyo okugamba nti ab'oluzungu you know, then netubeeramu n'abaffe abawaka ab'oluganda. So kirimu quite dynamic okulaba engeri y'okukwasaganya ensonga zino mu nnimi ezebbiri naye nga at the end of the day era nsigala ngamba nti amateeka gafulumira muki mu lulimi luzungu era nga ye official language ya motorsports even actually in the world by the way, English and French. So tusaba nnyo badrive era nga mu SOPs ezo zenasharinze of course mwabaddemu akabadde kagamba nti aba atasobola kwe expressinga bulungi nnyo mu Luganda rather sorry mu luzungu nga nange bwe sitasobola ku expressing myself bulungi nnyo nze ne Mike by the way mu Luganda luba lwa pono beating you know so ofunayo abasobola ku expressing obulungi na translating kyogezaako okuleeta oba kyogezaako okwagala okwongera mu mateeka nakiteeka mu luzungu kubajjukira oluzungu lwe tukozesanga official language ya sports so yeah but we're looking quite forward to this opportunity opportunity nene nyera nga bw'oyogedde era we shall try our level best myself ne Lubega okumaking sure nti we represent at the highest level then n'okugezaako okudiscussinga ne DVP ne ba club representatives okulaba nti these changes that the drivers need we can be able to make them ne ate n'ekirala kyembadde saagala twerabire nti tulina okukola changes eziri favorable for competition for all sinti gwe kyoyagala nga Keshi Bukenya already inbox yange wagijjuza dda oliawo naye nga byoyagala ndaba byagala kuyisawo 8 yokka kati abasigadde baddewa so tulina okukola regulations nga zigenda ku improving motorsports in general zigenda ku growing omuzannyo and zigenda kubeera absolutely and entirely fair for each and every competitor who holds that competition license and enters motorsports in Uganda.
Okay. Now, Mike, anticipations from them, they are representing your views at the CC. One, they must have a strong backbone. Then two, they must, when they make it backbone decisions, they must put themselves in your shoes. Otherwise, they'll make decisions which ajeno mkwate tayi bomusanga ku street.
Yes, of course. No, Enoch ne Pasua. Pasua and Enoch, by the way, my very good friends. I tell you now, but very humble gentlemen. I'm not scared. Sit here. Kuwanga, I know that we are well represented. Mani, it's difficult. Kuwanga law is not about what you know. It's about what you can prove. Ate what gamba that waliwo amateka over there are laws that are coming forward. It's about the interpretation. Ate Enoch Chagambi kati. It's very important. Wanga interpretation omuntu asagamba that wayogera luzungu. The interpretation is different from someone who understands it from a different language. So chiri important nnyo okubeera that someone can express themselves mu Luganda and interpret the law and put also their case forward. Chiri important nnyo. Wanga fenna tuvuga. There's how we interpret everything. Everyone, fenna tulina different opinions about different things. So it's very important that someone can express themselves. Yes. So I support Enoch on this venture.
Okay. So Kongs and should we conclusively say to Abu Dhabi?
Oyagala okugwa mu bintu wanyange. Yeah, nagudde mu bintu. It is definitely high pressure, and but I am pretty confident kuba ndi musomi nnyo w'amateeka ate siyagawa n'ogoka nsoma amateeka n'ensoma n'age Kenya nengezaako n'okusoma age Zambia. I try really nteekamu nnyo quite a lot of time to try and furnish myself with these regulations. So ngamba nti ndi mu position etegeera quite well nyiza okuba nga sigayina mu mutwe siyina article by article, but at least I have a very good view of regulations in general. So nze ngamba myself and Pasua tujja kusobola tujja kusobola era nga mwatu vote nze era muyinza okusalawo nti maybe tusobola nnyo mwagala okukola mu enkyukakyuka.
You reserve the right to impeach him. Singola banga.
Enda tuli confident.
Singola banga takola bulungi bwe.
Era tujja mukwata mutai.
Nega nako ka sponsorship okugenda mu meeting mukawerizi nanti.
Ngo.
Ate ngo sidise.
Awongeze mute. Togende ku lupapula. Mute. Okay, Kongs, and we can only wish you the best. Of course, being in one of the things is that we've had a number of driver symposiums. Then we have had, like, prior to the beginning of this season, we had, as competitors, to actually place an S hotel. A number of deliberations were made, fronted to the Sporting Commission. Then federation never had an interaction with the competitors at Chopa Chumuni. So that interaction also related between the change of points, the number of restarts. I saw on the drivers forum one of the things that she dominated is they talk about restarts. How many times should one restart? The many things into Jamuko. But of course that issue of your restart, you can always restart buli group. Katinga Pal, while we had the first section, which had 30 stages, but one was cancelled. That was Macarena.
Yes.
Then tukola Tadova ne Katusha. So netuja mu regroup, then service. So you could restart after regroup.
After that regroup, yes.
Then no again no second loop, the same stages. Then regroup service.
Yes.
You could as well restart
That
at that regroup. Then no no the same stages. Then no for the end of leg service, 45 minutes.
Yes.
Then you go for the overnight platform, which is the regroup itself. So you could as well restart the following day.
On leg 2.
On leg 2.
Yes. Yes, Wechali.
You are the assistant.
Yes, exactly. Wechali. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, penalties then.
Yeah. So, Olaba Gundi, okay, ARC is governing your regional rally regulations. So, regional rally regulations, every service has a regroup before service. Mandatory. Gemateka regional. Nationally, chichukamu techiri as mandatory as the regional rally championship. So, netugamba nti okay. Ku regional rally championship regulations zichukamu. You cannot restart at every regroup, unfortunately. You only restart once in the regional rally regulations, which is end of leg.
End of
day. So you can only restart Park Fameya leg 2 ya Sunday. Neku national level.
Because for them they're that category.
Exactly, because by Mike Bari wavugira mu category ya Africa Rally Championship governing regional rally regulations. Era boba very ardent. Ngosobola okuddayo n'otulira Sportity. Inti Sportity yali zali bbiri, waliwo Sportity ya ARC nabeerawo ne category ya NRC. Kuba tuba running 2 championships concurrently in the same event. Ye yali endowooza ya FIA okugezaako encouraging ne nationals competing mu Africa Rally Championship events kuba tumanyi nti especially for Africa ba competitors abasinga emmotoka zaabwe teziri ku FIA current FIA homologation so exactly standard so balina okuteekawo embeera ekkiriza nationals competing within the same event nenga as for organizers wali olina okukola 2 events in one. So basically separate ARC and then the NRC.
They have different stewards.
Yes, exactly. Because of course NRC level we know take over stewards abage no kola NRC that and then naba ARC kuba ARC jukira bava mu FIA. So chali chikolebwa nti ARC only one restart but NRC eranga bukenya wagambye NCR za physical restart kubuli regroup. So ensonga eyo tujajiwa mu highlight ndoza mushe zijjao consequently conversation yabadde nene nyo yabadde ngazi nina opinions zange and very sure Mike ina opinions ze ezizo sebo wazimpadde zabadde nsufu nnyo so
but Mike you take on the restart
my take
because ideally you would restart okay tugambe kati God forbid, or dropping out for in the previous rally was in Masaka. You didn't drive in Masaka, but you drop out in Masaka, and you because you have a penalty per stage, the best time plus 10 minutes. Already, I'm disadvantaged. The essence is in my view, and HR restart is to give the driver more seat time, because on Amanti day 1, in 8 stages, right? Okay, 7 stages for a national. Then I drop out in the first stage. Then nongamba nkomewo ku Mukasawe where the super special is. I've missed around. Okay, if the one has we normally have 2 stages.
Yes.
Then
Akasawe, yes.
So if I drop out in the first stage of 24 kilometers, the second one is 25. That is 50 kilometers. Then komo Mukasawe okole super special. In my view, supposing I just lose a drive shaft, naso kujizawo there and then I miss that stage, then there's the second stage, come to service, then do Akasawa. I only get the penalty for missing this first stage. I'm getting more seat time because in my view, HR restart is giving the driver more seat time because more competitive seat time because you can have as much seat time. I've seen you doing a number of tests. That one is the practicing seat time you're looking for. Getting more with the car. The pressures, everything.
Competition, yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that the thing about seat time is usually used in Uganda that mutagenda practicing about testing a motor. But what I can say, or restarting, kiyamba nnyo. Competition, you need the points. Sometimes you can restart. For instance, sometimes you just need a finish, just okufuna points okuwangula championship. Anything can happen in rally, even in the last kilometer. Actually, we fell victim to that thing in Rukunjiri.
Yeah,
we just needed 2 points to win the championship, and with 5 kilometers to go, we were out. Era singa kino cha restart chabadde nga kiri nga 2022. Yeah, we would have. Who knows? We would have been the champions today because all we had to do was finish last.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. True.
So it has a good and a bad. Uzagamba that chibinyo wa tujja kuswala. No, but at the end of the day, it's actually to the benefit of the driver.
Okay, so kigenda kyompola.
No, eraga wengambi. Opinions nyingi nnyo. Definitely.
I think the concern is about the number of restarts. That is why.
Yes.
That is what the concern is.
How many times shall one
yes.
Kuba nze ye issue yangawo ku number of restarts. Kuba why is it my issue? Nti I happen to double as a competitor actively again this year as nga buli omu wamanyi, and also as a rally official and an organizer. As a rally official, I have been deputy clerk of the course now for a number of events. Kintu ekyo si kyangu nnyo monitoringa na kumaintaininga during the event. Kuba okumonitoringa ezo the competitor number of restarts ze bagenda okukola na wa example ku group eya one of the crews Hoima, then not only that, naye omanyi otya nti ezo restarts teziri deliberate. Omuntu takikola deliberate. Kubanze eyo example je nawe ya Hoima nze ndabange yali deliberate. You've dropped out or dropping out mu section esooka, yeah? Oze mu service. Bakuwadde service time yo or service nze, then ogenze mu regroup okujoininga ate mu super special stage. Ofulumye regroup okugenda mu super special stage. Wakati awo tunabana kuvuga kilomita tena bakuwere emu. N'okyuka n'okoma mu service. Okitegeera. Kuba somewhere I think along the way either something has happened to the car or government
mechanical problem.
Exactly. Wa moroka eyinza okugenda ifile mu kasaawe kanzireyo nkole restart endala ntandike okiraba. So for me it is a case of walina okubaawo a little bit of respect kuteeka. Just not deliberate, using it deliberately to your advantage okugamba nti there's restart anyway. So I don't have to go moroka egene menyekere mu super special stage, neme kusobola kugikolako okuvuga olunaku oludako. So for me it is a case of one, tulina okubeerawo a bit of respect for regulations in general. Take out for a reason.
Sport in general.
And the sport in general, exactly. And then also, yeah, we can have restarts. I absolutely agree. We need to have restarts because at the end of the day, edimuchiba ine chintu chayibede by the chabade chikulu nyo motorsport sustainability, especially in the country. Kuba actually wotulira mu region yona in the whole of Africa. I think right now Uganda ina entries ezisinga yo bungi,
It's the leading
in rallies, exactly. It's the leading. So motorsport sustainability is very, very important. Era nchikiriza mu nyona yenze ndowoza tulina okubeerawo with at least let us have a bit of a limit on the number of restarts someone can do per day. Kubanga iraga example indala jenawa obera na events boina restarts 3-4, so I believe for the side of the rally organizer, the rally official, chibera chizibu nnyo kya kugezaako ku managing and ku maintaining and to have your rally end within the time that you want it to end. Yeah.
Sustainability, we're going to sustainability about the number of entries. Paul 37 entries, 2 foreign crews, and the 35 were locals.
Yeah.
Zambia badene rally, the Rhino Wear Rally 2024, which was won by Latifi. But he babadene 10 entries.
Yes.
For a national event, and even the Kenyans they have a dwindling number of entries.
Very much.
So again, it gets back to the issue of B13. We need to maintain our cars.
Yeah.
You want to have those upgrades, but can your chassis sustain that? So again, but you have to strike a balance.
But we upgrades to Rabi.
The B13?
But we upgrades, eh? But we B13 to Rabi.
I agree. Ndikusaidia no by the way kwecho nange.
Why the B13?
B13 ejja tuyamba ku power. At least budget was restricted ya 35 millimeter. Budget tuyamba ku radiator, so engine ejja kubera cooler.
The aluminium radiator.
And bigger.
Radiator and bigger. So engine ejja kubera ngeri okay. Bigger braking system. So tujja kubera nga tusobola kusiba motoka properly, not like how we are doing now. But some of us will put it to good use. But with B13, then we'll see.
Why?
Then the sequential gearbox.
R5 zigenda gobebwa.
Gearbox, but we don't never be
Why? Abatulaba nabatuliza owamunana mulabye amiza malusu. Owamunana amiza malusu mulabye.
Yes. Njagala kumunana in the next rally.
Waga rally is evolving.
Yes.
Rally is evolving. Already FI here has symbolized rally has evolved.
Yes.
But in a R5 cut.
Yeah.
Cut we're in a group N. Group N is no different from a normal car. Motor jovuga
standard.
Yeah, motor jovuga every day. Yes. There's no difference. But we upgrades, but we permission. Abana Kenya, Bob, they have actually tried it.
Yes.
America, they have tried it.
Yes.
Australia has tried it.
Yes.
South Africa has tried it. Nafi, Uganda, since we're one of the most popular regions in Africa, Nafi, they let them give us that permission. Ebere mu national championship. Ababera mu ARC, babere ku standard. ARC. Ne mu national championship, but we B13 omuliro tulabe.
But the twali on legislation last week concerning Uganda, we are craving for the drivers are craving for the B13, yet they are not even made the most of the current cars they have.
No, I wouldn't say that. Omani, the thing about performance around safety. I think it's a critical balance.
Yes.
Omuntu asobola kuvuga motoka ye ku limit. Kati wogamba that katinga lwakataka. Ye avuga motoka ku limit. Kati ye lwakataka kasa avuga motoka ku limit. Ate ye lwakataka ye abadde nga ayagala kuba R5. Ye avuga kuba R5.
Group N.
So he's risking his life. Okuwa R5. Bamuwe upgrade so that the chances of him being safer in that car get better. Yes, because the better the car performs, the safer you are. Yes, but the more you're trying to push it, the more you push it, the more risks you're taking. Yes.
Mukulu alina ensonga. Omunana ye amizama alina ensonga wachamira amarusu.
The good thing is munana when I can speak with
Gatuwe.
Is it an exclusive? Is it
you can speak with gusto.
Yeah, gusto. Sequential gearbox. The restrictor is the same. Pedal box.
Restrictor. Gundi driver munana ngali mu inbox yange.
In a pedal box, sequential gearbox, bigger brakes, aluminum radiator. Somebody, Mike, I don't know. What have you done, Munana? Just fear for your life. Okay, we're going for short commercial break. To come on, Mike, at way Jevude Motorsport. Then, as we discuss more issues, more motorsport happenings, got to come out.
Ogani. Kereke yogerereka. Uwa wajusiriza giye ndapo.
Right, coming back from that short commercial break, the discussion does continue even during the show. Mike, and actually you get the one, no? Chiseo.
Chiseo. Watching it.
Chiseo.
Chiseo.
Okay, we're live on FUFA TV as well as on 102.1 FUFA FM. The podium will be like every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight as we preview and review in the world of motorsport. Privileged to be joined by Mike MUKULA, a junior. They just a lot regarding motorsport happenings in our country as well as globally. I told a very good history about who the GOAT is and for lack of a better word, is
Chris Meek.
Chris Meek. We have an hour so
ekirungi abatulaba n'abatuliza bamanye ekituufu okisibawo abatulaba ekituufu.
Okay, we'll respond to your feedback. Feedback about the issue of the restart.
Yes.
Talking about the penalty, I think Chicho adageza kuotalenga down Chicho game. Kure yeho imageza ko kufuna penalty. Come home service. But okay, anyway, Mike,
yes,
people say in that N14 they have seen in the N12. Those are the two cars you've driven.
Yes, sir.
Who is really Mike MUKULA in rallying or in motorsport?
Mike MUKULA is an aspiring rally driver. Nzenganze, I was actually a fan before a rally driver. And I really liked the sport in general. I loved it, it's a passion. And, from the time I was very young, I used to follow my father. And my father was actually my hero, like any boy or any son would say. And he's who I looked up to. There was nothing he could do wrong in my eyes. And so it's only until later on I got to realize that he didn't actually have that much of rally entries. But to me, the experience I got with him was enough. Just okulaba that in rally there's a lot that goes into it. Nzenganze, it was my lifelong passion okuberanga and so akuvuga motoka ya mpaka. From anyone who knows me, they can tell you that along the conversation, somewhere, somehow, even in the middle of business, rally. So rally has always been me, and it's always been my passion, and that's hope. And I hope by the time I finish driving the sport, I've left the sport better than I found it.
Okay, why of all? So you joined in 20.
I joined in 2021. I think that mwaka yabade ya COVID. Yeah, COVID.
Yeah.
And those are in Rajiv that time.
Yeah.
Yes. Twari mu Kasanda. Kasanda. Mitiana. We were route openers. Mu Kasanda. And it was a good experience. That was my first rally experience. Narine Siraj Chambade. Netuvuga just route opening. I think twakola stages, just 3 stages. Then motoka nefuna buzibu wao. Netuva mu rally. Then from there netugenda mu sexy rally. Sexy speed rally. Oh!
Baptism of fire.
Baptism of fire. Kati awo twabadde nga tuli confident nnyo nga tugamba twalabye awo mu Kasanda tusobola kuvuga tusobola kola times abasajja
ezijukira wali wakawoziwozi
akaluba omuteeso akaluba ne tuyingira sexy rally nga tuli confident nnyo ebiserezi ne bitukuba every section nga tuvaako naye what we always do mu family fenna mu family, we look at every setback as a lesson. Okuyiga teggwa. You can never become successful without failure. To become successful, to become strong, you have to fail. So we failed, and one thing I made a promise to, that every time I see something that is muddy or rain or anything, that I'll make sure that I'll conquer the conditions. And I want to be one of the best in rainy, muddy conditions. And that was the commitment I made that time.
When you Kampala, Umalmanja is a king of weight.
Just a phone call away.
Oma is he advises me a lot. Every time. One of my first rally experiences actually Yarimu Motokaye. I think in was it Evo 2? Evo 3?
Yes.
Evo 3, yes. And then later on, Nyanyamba and Tekamu Busika, I think in Busika, and the Evo 5. I think it was Evo 5. Then we did the Netukura circuit. And our demo, actually, we almost hit a rock. I don't know if people remember. 2 wheels. And then we came back.
I think I remember that one.
Yes. So he helps me a lot. But I'm going to dethrone the weight.
So why? Because at the point of entry, people make decisions. why you have the Subarus, you have the Mitsubishis.
Yes,
why the Subaru? Why not them?
Yes, sir.
The Evos?
Actually, ekiri funny nnyo nasoose Mitsubishi. My heart first yali muki Mitsubishi. Naye
ndoza manyi wachi.
No problem. Problem yazze mu the time I met the late rest his soul in peace Charles Muhanji. King, our king, the legend. And naateka mu ekitaguru. Netuvuga circuit mu botanical. I think it was botanical. Netuvuga circuit mu botanical. Kati that time I was a big fan of Charubega ne Ronald Sebuguzi.
Chevola wati ngambe wali ntinze manyi wachi wali
Yes, so actually I was a co-driver. Kurali ne muletinga down nyo mu first run. Nganze I was a fan. Nabadde mu kitaguru nga ndi happy nyo nga I'm surprised. Okulaba that into them motke. And the first run I read the notes very badly. Omusajja nga ali okay by the way. He told me, no Michael, don't worry, I understand, you're very excited, you're seated in the car. But I need to do something. And he taught me something that time. He said, Omanyi, a driver gets his confidence from the navigator. So when daba that ori hesitant, oba tomanyi what you're saying, nange njiki? Nange ntia, nange ndi hesitant. Era omuntu abera safe. Actually, the safety of a driver ebera mu navigator, mu notes. And he really taught me that lesson. So from that time, the next run that we did, nengamba why? Omusajja kamuyambi. Taso akuswala wano kubanga Mike is excited.
Is excited.
Kamuyambi one. So I tried to read the notes the best way I could, interpret them. And we did very well. Of course, Sebuguzi, he won the circuit. But we were second. But the first run we were fourth. We were second, and that's when I started appreciating a Subaru and also a navigator in that circuit.
Yeah, because there's that tilt of I've talked to Jonas about, because he's driven the N10.
Yes. I was lucky enough to co-drive him for a rally. So.
Yeah, that was, I think, should be 2014.
Yes, I think you leave 2014. Yes, yes.
Then he's driving the Evo 8 Kati. So trying to get the difference between Munana. What's the difference between the Subaru and the? Then I've had numerous talks. I always talk with Omamayanya on the daily about trying to. Now at one time, can you think of switching from the Evos to the Subarus? Then in Akua East side. Then there's a time Byron where you have more. Upgrading from the Evo 6, Evo 7, to the Evo 10. We hosted him here and why this. In fact, after that Kalangala event, that the following Monday, after the Rukunjeri event, why from the Evo 7 to the Evo 10? Because you have the Evo 8, you have the Evo 9, then you also have the Evo 10. So here, Sarah Okuvamu 7, now switching direct. And the reasonings is they are well researched reasonings. And with that experience, Michael Jagami, surely it formed his. Then what's the difference between these two cars, the 14 and the 12? Because I'm actually basic. Short, very short. What's the difference between those two cars?
The difference, many people are going to kill me. N12. Anyway, difference with the cars, N12 eringa bouncer. Eri heavy nnyo, eri gumu nnyo, eri reliable. Motoka, the car is very forgiving. Muyinza gikuba n'ogamba that motoka ngikubye. But so funny enough, it will hold on. It will finish the rally. What you think that you damaged, muyinza kutuuka mu service, actually usokoleka service ng'otuuka when you finish the event, n'ogamba nakubye suspension. Ne bakebera suspension nga you have done nothing. Suspension. Nga kiri intact nnyo. Ate si that mbu kiri intact. Ne mu season yonna kiri intact. So N12 eri gumu nnyo. So it's a very reliable car. It's a championship car. That one I cannot deny. Ate kiri exciting nnyo. It has a good sound. Karina Bajita erinya ya motoka yafe yali Zeus. Zeus.
That's the name of the 12.
Zeus.
Then the 14.
14 we're still there, but Macarena so far.
What you money,
Ne ku 14 kati 14 eri precise. 14 eri precise. Esinga 12 mu acceleration. Esinga 12 mu power. Esinga 12 mu braking. Esinga 12 mu suspension in the front. Mu rear 12 esinga 14. Reliability 12 esinga. Ne wogamba motoka in overall, of course 14 eri upgrade from the 12. The only difference ne motoka eno ya 14 maintenance eri waggulu nnyo. Eringa Evo 10. But it is more so kubanga wofuna mu performance. You have to maintain the car.
Get the performance.
So the car in general is the better car.
14.
It's a better car.
Than the 12.
But people are going to kill me.
Okay, because badge collab with the motorcades, and it forms decision when those manufacturers are coming up with those cars. Of course, Pro Drive is Tibagarawa and everything, but from the GC8, then of course that is the N4, the version 6, then to the N8. I've seen MUKULA ngavuga N8. Namala ngavuga the GC8. Previously driven by Kajajata. Kati najja najivuga. The first event in fact yali Kauku, Joma Este 2009. Unfortunately that event is when God rest his soul in peace. He has passed on. But Namulaba, I saw him struggle with that. Okay, it was his first, and he was the first person on the track. Ngekubetonye waseria emuze yangamba yanzaga ku lifting anjagala ku right, but he managed to try. Then najja ati yagamba nti kano nkamaze, so let me do the Nagram N8. N8 previously as well Natika was trying to perform, but nina mbuzanga difference wakati wa N8 ne GC nangamba first difference is night and day. Power ya motoka, reliability, the weight balance byekuwa byonna. Kati ngagezaako nemwe okay, kati then ava mu N8 najja mu N12. Kati ye N12 ye yangamba ate difference ate nayo ndala nnyo driving the N12 and era namugamba nti kati wokomerawo kati olina abaana avuga N12 esaawa. Adduka alinga kawewe. So how you remember at yoyo, I need to first do a number of practices, feel the car, kasiji feelinga, then nkomeo nwaneko nae. But of course the N12, it's yanga yejita ko consume. It's you feel it. I mean, buchoko lacho nacho ne moke responding. Then emboza ku the GVB. Of course the Subarus don't have the 13. Ideally it would have been the call it the N13, but of course Vagina.
But no Vagita N12B.
N12B. Then the Vagina have got the GVB. But the difference between the N12 and the N12B, they don't have a way. Consider is a difference. Yes. Apart from this thing, the Pro Drive, left-hand drive.
Just is okubulira
njawulo weeri. Olina kubanga ffe twabanga tulina N12B. So enjawulo yabaddewo. Ku brake adjustment. Wadi ngoso akola brake adjustment.
Bias here.
Brake bias, yeah, sorry. Brake bias or brake adjustment, yeah. You can do a brake, yeah. Then the handbrake system, yeah, different. And just a slight other things. A lot of the parts zari mu N12B. Zikola mu GVB, zikola mu N14. Gearbox ekola mu N14 ne mu GVB. Diff ekola, rear diff. Ne center diff so akola. Yes. So there are quite a bit of things zikola. Yes. So the technology mu N12B it's a step ahead
from the N12.
From the N12.
Then at GVB.
No, mu GVB kati where the advantage ebera mu electronics. The VVTs, the turbo valve sensors, and there are so many sensors ziri mu motoka. Yes, the 12 doesn't have. Kwanga ne 12 causes a thread for acceleration. Yes. And kati ne 14 going upwards because it's a sensor. Yes.
By wire.
Yes.
Okay, then but if you're driving those cars, and if you look at now I was talking to Alberto from Ngampa history about this because he's been driven the Subaru. He's also Ngarabadi Ava Subaru Bagazako called a motor car because the Evo 10 was the last manufactured in 2008. 2.8?
Yeah, around 2.8. I think there is a version that the very last version came out in 2010 for Evo 10.
Evo 10.
Yeah, kubanjukira motoka ya kukundoza yali ya 2010 if I'm not mistaken.
2010, yeah.
Evo 10, yeah, Evo 10 kukuja soko kugula yali ya 2010.
Ne ekiri different mu motoka za mpaka. Model ya motoka iswa kugwa ku 2010. Naye upgrades eza equipment.
Yes, gala continue.
Yes.
Wanga waliwo aswa kugula Riga ya 2010. Nga tetina bump stop. Waliwo ekintu bagita bump stop. In 2010 the bump stop was not there. But the upgrades that came in after, they are upgrades. Kati ne mu R4 waliwo upgrades. Bali nga bakola mu R4 kit. Kati mu suspension, every manufacturer kwanga nabo they are selling products.
Yes.
So even you who has a suspension is akola upgrades. Even until now, boba akola upgrades. Uzaba kubira simu ne bakugamba oh choose a change to this oil, this particular component, this, and then it also helps the performance of the car. Yeah.
Because the Subaru motor is matching the weight, matching and the Evo 10 I think it's a GVB. If you look at
give or take olaba kuba chemanyi nti omanyi Mitsubishi eina history yokola emotoka is performing absolutely amazing. Wachi kuba balina ejemyaka je bavuga ne Tommy Makini yali top developer wa Mitsubishi at the time. Era bolaba from around where officially bayingira Mitsubishi I think was around 1993 we batandikira development ya Evo 4. Okugenda okuyingira mu 94 I think if I'm not mistaken 94-95 bayingira mu Evo 4 so bolaba from 96 97 98 99 versions on eza Mitsubishi winning championships in a row okiraba so development yabwe emotoka yali really high end kuba ate balina drive omulungi yali abayamba ku developing emotoka in Tommy Makini of course mulimu ne ba driver abalala from the Yuha Kankunens the Mickey Biancions abali backup developers so level yabo yoku developing emotoka teyali as extensive bringing in new cars nga Subaru bwe yakola kuba Subaru bwe yakola GC8 nebuka GC8 negenda mu N8 ne vaku N8 negenda mu waliwo actually N10 there was
N6,
a 9
N6.
there was actually a 9 in between between GC8 there was a 6 version 6 waliwo 9 yabasinga tebachimanyi there was a 9 before before an N10
then there was the N11.
Yeah, then nebagenda mu N11 nebagenda mu N12 nenga botulira akakabanga konna botulira in terms of the Mitsubishi side tebali na motoka ezo zonna you know bava mu Evo 6 nebagenda mu Evo 7 nebagenda mu Evo 8 nebagenda mu Evo 9 nebakoba ku 9 nebagenda Evo 10 nebakomaawo ne Subaru teyakomaawo Subaru exactly negenda mu
N14
negenda mu 14
N15
negenda mu 15 negenda mu 15B negenda mu GVB negenda ne mu VAB ololo nanga banoonya ki nga banoonya kukabinga performance ya Mitsubishi jaleta do especially mu Evo X kuba Evo X wagendera okufuluma nga boss performance is top era mu Europe kasogera nokera mu statistics mu Europe Evo 10 ya performing iranga dala bulungi up to a point even S2000 wayajira waliwo a famous driver in Russia at the time bali bamuita Lukinuch nga akuba S2000 mu European Championship ngirabe unyabaga machechi gena maso actually ne oitanak by the way kuba yavuganga yes exactly yavuganga Evo 10 ate performance yalinga nungi so Evo 10 asimanyi Mitsubishi chateka mu Evo 10 nenga it was really something quite different and quite unique Subaru chebagezaako nnyo okulaba nga bagezaako okumachinga exactly yeah ne bachigezaako mu GVB nenga still waliwo a bit of a difference then ne bagenda ne bakola VAB actually VAB botulira mu history yayo ne soma yayo Subaru egamba nti VAB yali answer ya Evo X but unfortunately tetwafuna yo
VAB I think in the Kogunding on the continent I've seen Pandia
omuvuzi wa Tanzania
yes yajeta Tanzania pali ya 2019
actually yavawa Don Smith
yasoka wa Don
brand new
Smith
from I'm forgetting
GML
from GML GML yaleyingidde that period je bali bagala ogamba okay let us put backing and development into the VAB kubate waliwo another let's say semi team that would put a lot of money behind the
no problem here
research and development.
The problem that came up transition here ya VNB the ushering ya R5
Aha, true.
Nejjawo developments eza Subaru.
Yes, absolutely.
Naye yo answer yali mu verb.
Yes, your answer yali mu verb.
Answer ya Subaru yali mu verb.
Against the Evo 10.
Against Evo 10. Kubanga Evo 10 eno kukyagamba kituufu. They had a lot of time ne motoka eyo. Kubanga wokyusa chassis, you change everything. Okyusa suspension, okyusa engine, okyusa power, okyusa everything, okyusa ne map ekyuka. So the fact that bano babadde nga balina time ku Evo 10 ne bakola developments ku motoka eyo motoka yabadde ng'esinga kubanga yabadde ng'erina upgrades. Yes.
To match the
fe abasubaru fe twabadde nga tugenda what N12B ne tugenda mu chinga, we're just panicking. Yes.
Karatenga iraga Mike Bwagambe oku upgrading ira ddala kati ng'ogamba kale N12B kati eweddeyo. Njagala goba Evo 10 kati ninagenda mu 14. 14 nogi upgrading apaka mu 15B. Then nogamba okay kati yekomye kangende mu N16, you know, you're very famous mumanyi Duncan aina we yava mu N12B nagenda mu N16 yadde yajivugira kabanga kandi kuba explanation Mike Jawade the difference between the 12 and the 14 was for Duncan 14 yamwapiringira nnyo in terms of the drivability and you know nebiginirako byonna the power, the braking, so he reverted more towards the 16. You know,
one of the pals, Mama, I think they are home of John.
Yes, 2012.
No, motoka 14 eringa omukazi. Yeah, 14 is a good car.
But then in terms of course, Subaru more
submissive
about that history, about them coming up with as many cars as they could to try to match the Evo 10. But Nale Kenya Musafari, Sanga Eric Beng. In fact, I think one of the stages he had a role in one of the
radio point.
At the radio point. Nambuza, how is my baby doing? So over to you, Mike. So how is the baby doing?
Eric yankubira simu nakamba Michael. Motoka weri, we are working on it. Of course, your motoka ojiwa mu time, you don't panic. Nojikola. Ate parts zonna ziri za competition, bo babiyita competition parts. So you have to take your time to put the car together. Of course, ngatumazo taking it together, we'll have to map it. Okubera nga iso akufuna mu power, the power that it had, the different jakubera nga iso akula what it used to do. Nomuvuzi nga Michael mukula muteka mu motoka and he still brings back the same memories that were there.
You seem to be more inclined to inclinations no 12 than the 14.
12. The 12 eringa first lover.
First cut.
The first cut. Deepest. First. So it's eringa first lover ogamba waliwo baso agamba mu side chick. Anyway, that's a different topic.
So I know what Mike is saying.
Yes.
I've personally had the first four-wheel drive car done during competing for an NRC. It's the 8, the Evo 8. So or R5 in the white. The Evo 8 still maintains. We're going for a break, but to come on, Mike Atubuli, does he have ambitions? Because Eras in Podium is in the Eras category, those scoring as well on the national. So the next event is Zambia. Is he ready for Zambia or that and more after this short commercial break? All right, so we'll be back from that short commercial break. It's our last segment of today's show, which happens to be the 3rd of June 2024. Uganda Queens, Podium and Body, so let's be out there to support them and hope we can get past Botswana and Algeria, respectively. The because of the break, and you guys say what you're saying on air for the betterment of our viewers. It's a MUKULA. It's really
of course. Over that way, we rock wire mumu history as in a motoka. Nature to over that money.
Yeah, because I talked to Emma about the amp that rich history. The other compare from when I saw him drive Mulubiri, Madam Kauku. Joma Estate. That's where the pearl was.
Yes.
That's when I first saw that car.
Yeah. Well, Genesis ya N14 actually yali ya Emmanuel Kato in Africa, in the whole of Africa by the year. Soka yadalo kugula N14 ya soka. Era abalaba pali ya 2008 yali debut ya N14 on African soil, brand new from Tommy Mackinnon Racing. Era development, yes, yali imbisi nnyo era abamanyi Muzei Ande Musobolo mubuza kuba yali omu ku ba engineer ba Emmanuel Kato. Yali imbisi nnyo development ye motoka ku African continent yakolebwa Emmanuel Kato ne Moses Matovu. Emyaka gye bavugira ARC all the way up to I think 2009 10ish ndoza yayingirako mu 2010 before he completely stopped driving rally. So tuwadde tuwaya mwawo off air nga actually mbawa history ya nemoroka Mike Jali na katino by the way. Ne Mike Munyina aleta manyi nti Conrad Rottenberg Africa Rally champion 2007 yavuga ku motoka eyo in one event. So the car has it has some really good history. So
It's a championship.
Yeah, exactly. It's a championship car, you know. So era Mike bamulabanga alina bwako obukode we mutategira kayinza okuba ka spirit ka Conrad Rottenberg nga kamu
So just wait to Bengi from Conrad to Bengi.
No. Moroka Mike Jalina actually yali ya Quinton Mitchell. So Gondi Conrad Rottenberg yagendero jivugira yali Africa Rally Championship year 2000 and I think it was 2000 and not 9, 2000 and I think 11. I'm not really very certain of the year. We had Navuga S2000. Actually, yes, yali 2011. We had Navuga S2000. Kubanzi jukira yagende Kenya Navuga Safari Rally ne 2000 S2000 Ford Fiesta ne bona nnyo. Ate yali tayagala ku missinga round yone ya Africa Rally Championship. So yali anonye moroka endala y'okuvuga. Moroka ya Quinton Mitchell eyo yali almost brand new. Kuba actually yali a revision of the N14 bali bakyusiza suspension. Ojukira Mike inacha yogedeko ku rear suspension okubera the weak link. So wali bakyusiza rear suspension, rear subframe. So that's why it is actually dubbed, it's actually an N15B by the way. Just to be more specific ku linya lye motoka, it's an N15B because it was an upgrade from the 14 in terms of the suspension.
So Navakola the entries, when you're making entries, I think you don't see that at because what you read at the entry form is Mike MUKULA, Edward Chiyingi, Subaru N14.
Nanti we wachikwata nti ebisere ebisinga mu Africa tukwata nnyo engeri moroka gyetunula. Tukwata nnyo shape gyetunula. Owo omuntu amanyi N10 etalala birabika bweriti.
Actually olusa abantu bayita N14 Harrier.
Over Forester.
But prior to that break, I did ask you any ambitions of doing the RSS? Even in the near future? Because that car does scoring.
Yes, it has scoring. Yes, but you are
I think him, Mike, Kuku, Dr. Mustafa, and they were the only group in cars.
ARC2. ARC2. Of course, Fenanga competitor. Tuingira championship, not just to participate. We want to win. So what is most important? Okubera in a position where you can win, and what we have been able to show mu last event ya Pearl of Africa. To our one with the category ARC2, we were 4th overall.
Obugaro.
So currently as it stands, we are currently leading the ARC2 championship. Leading the ARC2 championship.
So we go
wano katuyogere n'aba sponsor. Yes. So it will be the sponsors to encourage us, to support us, and even if waliwo sponsor mulala asobola kujja natuyamba, then we go and carry the Uganda flag forward. Yasin Yachukura, and he won the ARC2 championship.
Yes.
And so we would love to return that and maybe have Jas Mangat challenge for the ARC1, while being assistant team captain or Uganda. If I can elect us at that point. We go ahead in the ARC2 championship, and we promise that singaba sponsor batuyamba ne batuteka mu manyi ne support naba fun, of course, because we can't have sponsors without the funds. We will be able to go and fight the African land and bring the championship. Wanga waliwo abantu abavuga ARC2 in other countries. Just in Uganda twawalinga tulina advantage kubanga tuli mu Uganda. Ne kati mu Zambia waliwo abantu ngaba muna Singh brothers. Tanzania of course waliwo abantu awo. Yes. Burundi. Burundi there are some competitive drivers. Ne mu Rwanda waliwo abantu. So it's not that ejja kubeera easy. No, it's going to be very difficult. Wanga everywhere we go, Boba Manyi, they know their terrain. They know the roads.
So you made the most. You made the most of out of the home advantage of being at home anyway.
Yes, we try to maximize. So when you are maximizing advantage of our car and find and get the most maximum points that we can. So we will sit down with our sponsor and we see the way forward.
Okay, that is actually very, very good. Kuba chintwara ku question yange, by the way. You perfectly set the platform for my next question. My next question is, how big and how important has KCB been to your rallying career at this point?
KCB has been nothing short of amazing. Toari omanyi oyinza gamba muntu ali sponsor oba ali mukwano ne mu luzungu, if you can allow me.
Yes.
They say that when in need, a friend indeed. When you need help, that's when you know your friends. And last year twafuna mu problems with our car. We got a problem with our engine and our gearbox. Netuva mu part of Africa. The last thing that we wanted in our rally careers. Team yonna yabadde wansi, morale yali wansi. And it was of course the best excuse for a sponsor of Gamba that chendabye, you people are not reliable, but let's say, I mean sponsors, it's pretty much normal for them to walk away.
Yeah.
But that speaks to the caliber of people that KCB are. And I want to make it categorically clear that that should speak and say who they are as a bank, who they are as a business, and especially who they are as human beings.
Yeah.
Because they did not only support us when we were down, they encouraged us. And they told us, we are not leaving your side, we are sticking by you. So anyone who wants a bank of choice, a bank they can rely on, wogenda mu business, kubanga business has its ups and downs. Toso agamba that mbwanja kubira successful wagenda kola set. You will get your problems. And you need a bank that can support you and finance you and facilitate you in a way that can actually lead you down to a period of success. And that is what KCB ekoze. KCB has managed to yambye nnyo okubeera nga ekusobola kubeera by our side, even in our time of need. Yes.
That is amazing. That is really, really very amazing. So chintu kyaba sponsor chintu kiba kikulu nnyo ate kiba kirungi n'oku okufanishinga ne weebaza nnyo bibongera mu motorsports. Kuba it is short of not very small things. Waliwo abantu bebalaba n'abalala bebatalaba, so explanation ye ebadde nnungi nnyo. Mpozi n'ekibuzo ekirala kye mbadde ninaawo actually okikutteko mu explanation yo, waliwo akabanga etwalaba we watandikira, waliwo enkyukakyuka y'aba co-driver awo 1234 mbadde njagala waliwo ku nsonga oba wali engeri gye wali ogamba kati ninawe nnyingidde kati, you know, so what was behind that change here and there in terms of that very important person, again that very important person
so
on the side.
Change ya co-driver chali just in that moment. Of course Edward yabadde nga alina commitments. Of course alina commitments akola.
Yes.
Like any of us, we are all men and we have to be able okubeera that we can work and bring some food to our family.
Yeah.
So Edward ye yabadde nga ali busy. Nga tabadde nga talina time kubanga okubeera ng'osobola kuvuga motoka ya mpaka, when we use the example ya PAR, ogenda ku dedicating 2 weeks. No, actually not even 2 weeks. So agamba even mwaka gonna, maybe even the whole month. And from this perspective, okola motoka, osiba mu gym, you're recycling the notes, okulaba that you're becoming better. So your commitment, that thing, it takes away a lot of time. Ate mu luzungu bo bagamba time is money.
Yeah.
So nze as much as we do this thing, it's our passion. I cannot be selfish enough to take away a man's ability to be able to feed his family. So we sat down as a team, netutesa, netulaba that Edward, if we keep going in this approach, the sport will start taking away from Edward's family. Netugamba katulabe another way forward. We cannot put ourselves or our sport or our passion ahead of Edward as an individual. Let us find someone in replacement. Kura, this. Unfortunately, fortunately, Twafuna Hussein, who was a very good personal friend of mine, and also a good personal friend of Edward. Then we went into the car, Netukura event, but the event didn't go as planned.
That was Pal.
Yes,
That was Pal last
Pal,
year.
yeah, 2023. Netufuna bizibu wow. We lost the engine, netu losing a gearbox. It has singa chabadde we were able to finish that event, or what maybe the problems that we found that we got were simple. Singa maybe, who knows, maybe I would have been with Hussein today.
Yeah.
But as luck would have it, Hussein yabadde busy. Now Fuka busy. No Hussein now Fuka busy.
Yes.
So lucky enough, Edward, yari available. The project that he had at the time, he's in a company and it relies a lot on him.
Yeah.
Edward became available again. So, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
So you got back.
So we got back together, like old lovers.
At the end of the day, it's about comfortability. Omanye ngamba nyo abantu nti relationship ya driver ne co-driver mu motoka, by the way, bulinga bufumbo. So muba mulina okwetegeera ate kasamu kwatagana ne mwetegeera era nga Mike wagambye, it's like old lovers. Once lost, found again and reunite.
Interview mu COVID with Karan Patel.
Yes.
When I just bought that the phone.
Yeah.
Then the first event I saw was in Tanzania. So yagambye this event I'm going to reunite with my co-driver Tausif Khan. And since that event they have done a number of events. Yeah. So I had a chance of try to go back to Pal.
Yes.
Until they always the one the seventh on the road.
Yeah.
And we gave Alibo. But twakosanga nyo time maxes amagutadde wane nokutinga so we had a lot of time with Tausif and Karan.
Yeah.
Then I asked him about the part of jailing Neko Drive. It's like marriage. You have to minji yangamba.
Ilinga marriage.
We try to get to yo. Yaga Tausif ajuli de to the body.
Ilinga marriage.
I think after
the
second loop, go refuel. So I talked to Tausif. Nigga daga ate pattern and put it was a very good interaction. So I think it is marriage and Nura Bakati also janga Baldev.
Yes.
Abadene Gareth Dow for a very long time.
Actually, Ravi Soni, I think all his championships, he's won with Ravi Soni. Kuwanzu kila yatandika ovuga yatandika no mami go baita elinya linbade mutoka tili akavamu. I think it's called Kasif Sheikh. Yatandika ne Kasif Sheikh na yakatandika I think in 1999. Na avuga na ipaka mu 2000 and about 10-11. Then Narioka again and afuna Ravi Soni. So from actually 2012. So from 2012 all the way up to when he stopped driving about Ravi Soni. Then we took Dayo, the Carl Flash Tundo. Ever since Carl Flash Tundo joined rally about the team Jesse. So when Gizako Nembagama, it is like a marriage.
When Nalabe Chali Chitawanya Muko Kenya yali onkarai.
Yes.
Because
yes.
Gareth Dawe, okay, Afuna was the issue Afuna because of that incident. Then night on a Gustalok because Gustalok has a bang in a Manville barrier.
Yeah, actually, or you get a Manville barrier, but to read a Manville barrier, we attend the Kiranite, attending an Adustaro. Yalina mu quite a number of changes. Mwako driver, Yalina, the legend, I don't know, the 1993 World Rally Champion co-driver, Dennis Jurode. You know, at Dennis Jurode, it was a very, very good experience for Manville because of his experience. So we are getting Okutuka, ku Drew Starrock. Yali a little bit more comfortable. Attended Drew has pretty good experience more Irish Rally Championship. So, in Songa watching Chidese, inti Mike alinate into Chayogede at the beginning of the show. Kumugwasoga co-driver Guyalaba. Omugenzi, may he rest in peace. Charles Muhanji Chayamuyigiriza and Chintu Chikuru knew.
Very important.
Relationship is very, very important. Chevaze njita bufumbo. Bubanga bufumbo. Era bufumbo ibigenda maso mu kisingi bisigala mu kisingi. Yani mu motoka it is the same. So exactly. So yensonga wachi ekibuzo kyange nakibuuzizza okugezaako oku highlighting anti era nga yukibeera mu bufumbo nti obufumbo sometimes mubeera mu akakwako wano wali
otoka obuseera ng'ovuga motoka nga code driver ye akumanyi ayinza kulaba section ng'amanyi that wano Michael agenda kulaga ddalu and he will actively caution the notes to save the car. Code driver akuyamba ku confidence. Omanyi omuntu ayinza kulaba that mbo otwala risks. The person who is making me make those risks are the code driver.
Because what you need is what you drive.
Yeah. Olusi nange ibera mu section. Nendaba oluguudo nengamba will I pass? And Edward gives me the confidence. Nagamba Michael, no, you go. It's okay. Wanga ye mu notes akiraba. Kati nze nga muvuzi sijiraba. Of course, whatever that it's dangerous, chiri dangerous. Kati ye akuwa confidence. So chiri important nyo code driver. Kwanga code driver, kati nge fair about driver. Sometimes we lose our heads. You lose your head completely. Kati code driver, chiri important nyo for code driver to control you. It's very dangerous a driver kubiranga he has lost his head nga avuga motoka. It's very dangerous. It actually becomes a safety hazard. So the balance the code driver makes, I can even actively say that code driver controls 70% of the rally. He can even win you that rally. Mupare, bo balaba bavuzi. Nibagamba Michael, Karan Patel, Wakataka, Ronald Sebuguzi. But for a person to drive 500 kilometers the whole event, someone was telling him what to do, and that's the code driver.
Someone is asking me a question, Paul, about, you see, if you want to test how the stage has been, you look at the comment, the appearance of the driver, the stage, or the comment he makes.
Yes.
So that's when you see whether the stage has gone well for him, or
yes.
Someone asking me, for Jonas, we don't see him when his face is gloomy, when he's out. Don't you guys have issues in that cockpit? Magamba, so you have another. But at the end of the day, it's and Karan is example of him. He's so young, but for Tausif, I always talk to him on a daily basis, like a brother to me. So I'm paying him. So whatever I want to do, it's much easier. And they have won numerous championships.
Yeah, exactly. They've won a number of rallies, ARC champions. They are at it again this year. Though there's a very, very ardent team right there. Yes. So last question, Mike.
Yeah, sure.
Rallying 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Big difference from where we are at right now.
Yeah. Big difference.
Yeah.
Big, yeah.
What are you able to identify 30, 40 years ago, where we are at now, and what are you looking at? Because I personally, Nzenkulaba, Gwe, Michael Lubega, Oscar Ntambi, you are the new generation, if I can put it that way. My generation again okukwata guno muzanyo okugutwa okuguvuga okugongerayo maaso Ronald Sebuguzi Ponsano Lwakataka Just Mangat we bagutusiza. So chicho olabamu, and what do you think is the vision moving forward for Ugandan motorsport?
Of course, like anything in sports, like anything in life, things must evolve. Chiri important nyo okuberanga the sport keeps evolving, adjusting the society. 30 years ago, it's a long time ago. Neho so akuyogera kuwasajja nga Jimmy Dean, Karim Hilji, Sam Sali, even Charlie Vega and Umala were making their stints in rally. Abasajja, the people who came before us have managed to change the sport in a direction that has led to today. FMU nga FMU started in that time, in that period. Wanga waliwo transition yabaddewo, and one of the people who was actually tabling that change, actually yali captain.
Yes.
Captain spearheaded actually the process of create a part of Africa rally to Uganda, Okuvaku, Burundi, where my wife comes from, but that's a different conversation.
That was
but that was our intention. So there have been different transitions that have happened, and of course, toso akuberawo, and you don't pay respect to the people who have come before you. Katinga, abavuzi nga Sebuguzi, Wakataka, Jas Mangat, and all the other people who have come, who we are still driving with today. Obviously, abantu bano, they are very competitive.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be a situation where we just come in and just take it from them. Likewise, babadenga bavuga neba chali, neba lumala. And it was also still competitive in that era.
Yeah.
So, nafe, tumanyi that, you know, era jakubira competitive. But we will also bring up the fight. And even us, in our transition into the next generation, where you have drivers like Hassan Alwi, John Consta, the Joshuas, the Mwanguzis, and and also the other drivers that are there, if I don't mention them, even Jonas.
Jonas,
Jonas,
to mention but a few.
So so for us to transition into the next, fortunately, for us to transition, where I see the sport needs to go now, it's largely circulated around our sponsor. Wanga toso akubira competitive mu sport no ngato ina aba sponsor. Chili important nyo okubira ngo ina sponsor. Why? Me as me having KCB by my side, I feel it. Chinyamba nyo. Actually not only me, ne family. What I don't spend is what I give back to the family. So if a sponsor comes and helps you, actually what I encourage is so many other sponsors, even if they're banks that are there. If other banks can actually find other drivers that they can work with, it will be really good for the sport. And the sport will grow, it will mature. And not only that, when a sponsor comes and gets involved, bakuyamba okuteka or put you in line. Obera mu line, you're marketable. You know, you're presentable to the public. And not only that, we have to be a good representation for the future. What message are we putting out there? Who do we represent? Wanga fena to live a family man. Well, we're family men.
Yes.
We're family men, all of us. We are businessmen. So what do we represent? You see? So it is very important that for us to go where we're going, we have some sponsors. We have the funds that come along. Tunane social media presence. You know? Even the cars have to adapt. I'll bring up again the conversation of the B13, but we have a B13. They give us the B13s so that we push the sport to the future. So that by the time we are able to hand over the sport to the next generation, and it won't be easy, I can promise that. So by the time we're giving the sport to the next generation, we have made it better. But to make it better, we need the support. And we are ready and willing to work with anyone who's ready to support our passion and our dreams. So I encourage people, every person from every walk of life, if you're a sponsor and you're looking on this, whether it be for me, whether it be for someone else, I'd encourage you, kindly please support the sport. Because any support that comes towards the sport is a support towards the sport in general.
Okay, those are Wedde.
Kuweleza bubaka.
In 1 or 2 seconds.
In 1 or 2 seconds, njagala nnyo okuweereza obubaka awali abatulaba n'abatuliza mwebale nnyo mwebali eddala mubeeremu ddala amaanyi. N'abaagala okutuba sponsor nabo tuweereza emiranga tubasabira ddala muziweereze weetuli, we are available. Kasimu kange weekali, Kabukenya weekali, so we welcome anyone on board. Rally teams, mwebale nnyo mwebali eddala twambaza, we appreciate it very much. Moyo rally team, ne MRT, actually azze wano, so waliwo zigenda okusigalawo. Then of course, kwebaza nnyo abazaddeeka, kwebaza nnyo muganda wange so much, mwebale nnyo mwebali eddala. Ashley, I think now you're happy. You have got the beatings.
Here Ramuzano will talk back. Emana to feel. There's one of MUKULA rally team.
Yes, I mean this is actually very good. We should actually make it abundantly clear. The MRT is actually MUKULA rally. Let's MUKULA rally team.
Jonas,
Mike, you're parting shots to the fans?
First of all, I want to thank the fans. God bless you so much. Without your help, without your support, without your cries, without anything that you would give towards us, not only would we not have the sponsors, but we would not also have the morale all the vibe okufuna vibe okujja mu sport eno era tutuka mu section etuvuga section eyo kasa tulaba bafana naffe tufuna manyi every time tutuka mu service ne tulaba bafana every time you send out the cries ne mugamba Michael MRT all that etuyamba nnyo era fans thank you so much I want to thank you honestly it's nothing short because omanyi you start this game you don't know how it's going to go tomanyi you're going to be successful you have so many thoughts that go through your mind so okufuna feedback okuva ku fan it helps you a lot so but the other thing I would also encourage my fans that if you support MRT I would encourage you to support KCB if you have any doubts in a bank if you're thinking about or banking with any bank whether you're opening up a bank account a business a personal account or anything opening it up with KCB and KCB will be the bank of choice support KCB.
One word for Edward Chinji.
Hey.
Wazo Mukugambi.
Ye Mugambi. For Edward, Edward, I want to thank you as a brother. I know you're watching in live. I know you're smiling, and I want to thank you for everything. Since our combination as a team, we have done nothing but be successful, and I feel that we've just scratched the surface of the journey. And my brother, stay strong. We have a lot of trophies to win. Don't get too busy again. Yeah.
Okay, Mike, a pleasure. The platform is always open. Thanks for sparing time and joining us. We're always here every Monday at Tawanya Nyono. I hope us some 10 minutes off air. That's all we've had, and we'll definitely get back next week with all the latest in the world of motorsport. There's only one MRT, and that is Matayo Rally Team. We're out.
Ada wawali